Okay, folks, look, we getting back to the basics, right? You looking for something that's good, and this is really by popular demand. We making a homemade meatloaf. Okay, so we finna get right into it, right? So here, I got 80-20, and this right here is my ground beef. I always do a mix, right? So I put that there, and I'm using an Italian mild sausage. I like to have that, combination right there. This right here is gonna give us a little fat. Now, for those of you guys that don't do the pork, you can do all ground beef, or I got a level up for you. You guys can use this mild Italian chicken, sausage right here. Now this is chicken. You could have mixed the chicken and the ground beef, and that would have worked just fine. All right, so now that we got our meat inside of here, now all your ingredients, once you pull them and you measure them, right, they all go in here. That's one of the things I like about meatloaf. It is a true dump and go. So we'll just get everything in here. That was brown sugar. We had breadcrumbs. Oh, and if you don't have breadcrumbs, everybody got crackers. Tell me you ain't got no saltine somewhere in your house. You can use that, Ritz, whatever. You just want to get it in here. You know what I mean? That's going to be part of the binder that gets everything to, adhere to one another. And don't forget, the full ingredient list is on my website. That's Smokin and Grillin with AB.com, and that's WITAB.com. Then I'm going to add my milk. We'll leave that like that because I'm not going to get in there and, mix anything together yet. I want you guys to come on over here because we're finna prep, our veggies. All right, so cutting this down, right? Let me go ahead and get this open. Get this cleaned out, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get this cut down. You know what I mean? And when I say cut down, I need to use the right terms. We're just going to go ahead and dice it. This was a nice bell pepper, nice, fresh, crisp. All right, so we just take some of this here, and then we're gonna dice this. Now, don't forget, when we dice, when we look at the size, right, it's really about, if you wanna have the taste, you wanna go with the, you want it to be small. If you want it to be for the texture and the taste, but more so for the texture, we dice it, large. Okay, and then we do the same thing with the green. Okay, and then we do the same thing, for our onion. All right, so now I'm gonna add this, to it. Look at the flavor profile, folks. You know what I mean? You guys know what all of this tastes like. You had red and green bell pepper, then we got the Holy Trinity in here, all right? Because we done put a little garlic in there too, all right? Now we just go ahead and add our onion. All right, and then last but not least, we're gonna add our little ketchup to it, right? All right, so once you have all your ingredients in here, you gotta get in here. We gotta use our hands, folks. So we wanna get the beef and the pork together. You gotta break that egg in the inside. Then you gotta work it in. We put the veggies in, all of the seasoning, right? Now you don't wanna overwork your meat. That's what makes it dense, and it'll be, just, like I say, dense. That's really like the word for it. So we're just gonna get it like this. Has that egg and that milk, right? That's all part of making this, super moist, right? So after we do it, and we kind of like just keep folding it over, you'll see how it disperses, especially in the veggies, right? So like this, just keep working it over, rolling it over. You can already see right now, I can see where seasoning is and where it's not, and I can see where the veggies are. All right, so look, this is gonna be key. Like when I make meatloaf, you can put it on a pan, to shape it the way you want to, but this right here is a meatloaf pan. You see this little insert right here? See how it's got the holes? Because we start with juicy meat, so we 80-20, right? So anything, when it comes out, you'll be able to lift it up, it drains, then we can take it out and transfer it on or whatever. Now that we have it like that, now you want to get in here, right? And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna drop this in here. We're not gonna pack it in there like no whole lot of balls. We just put it in like this. And then I'll push it down just so that it'll be even, right? But we're not doing no hard packing. You gotta love having the right tool for the job, right? So this right here, we're gonna be able to drain some of that fat, make your cleanup easier, all of that. So I'm gonna just put this in here just like you guys see. Then I'm gonna show you, you guys can like form it however you want to on the top, right? So just like you see what I'm doing, that's what you wanna do. If you have one of these pans. Other than that, do it old school way. Your grandma probably put it on a baking sheet, You know what I mean? Put some foil down, help to clean up that way, and you go from there. Okay, so we only got about 4 or 5 minutes before this is ready to come out. Remember, we did the first 45 minutes, so now we're gonna go ahead and make this sauce, right? This is what we put over the top. This is what everybody like, and if there's any extra, they wanna dip it in there also, right? So we just get all of this, and this is Heinz ketchup. I don't know about you guys. We can start that debate, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I love Heinz. I think it's the best on the planet. You guys let me know down in the comment section below which one is your favorite ketchup. Okay, so now that we have it here, I'm gonna put it in the oven. We already at 350 degrees, and we're gonna put it in for 45 minutes. All right, so all I'm doing now is just all of the rest of the ingredients, we just adding to it, right? We just get them in here like that. Set this over here. Now, take that, get in here with my whisk, and let's get everything incorporated. Okay, so look, this is what we got, right? Notice I put myself a baking sheet, you know, right here on top of my little pan, and I'm gonna show you why. Why do I like the fact that I can use a meatloaf pan too? Because look, when I take it up like this, a lot of the grease, and then I can do this because it's gonna be a little bit on the top too. We get ahead and just drain some of that. But look, I'm gonna put it right here, and I'm gonna put it towards the edge because I'm gonna slide this off. And you wanna see all of the fat that you know what I mean? We getting rid of all of that. That's what these pans are good for. All right, so then what I do is I just take it and I kind of like just push it over here like this. All right, just bring it like this, and then I'm just gonna push it and just start moving this, removing this, you know, this little drain sheet underneath the bottom. So now you guys see how that works. See all of the holes? It just allows the fat to, you know, slide on down to the bottom. Now for the good part. Okay, and now you just want to go ahead and start coating this on all sides, right? You can do this a couple times, you know, because a lot of it's not going to stick on here like that. But when we stick it back in the oven, probably after like 10 minutes, once it gets a little tacky, I'm going to add some more to it on the top because I like a nice, thick, sweet, you know, top. So after you coat it, it should look like that. You especially want to get it on the sides, folks. Trust me. Right? And I know y'all already thinking about them sandwiches. Anyway, I'm putting it back in here. We're gonna go another 15 minutes, but the little trick that I do is I'm gonna go in for 10 minutes and then, you know, reapply some of my sauce. Okay, so this is how it looks. As you guys can see, I'm just gonna go under here like this. Oh, and I got my meat thermometer because I wanted to check my internal temperature. Remember, 165, folks. Right, so we'll take this like this, and we're gonna center this up just like that. Right, I'll pull this out slowly, and we'll pull this one out, you know, nice and slow. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and just cut this, right? So I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna cut these nice and thin, right? I don't wanna put no pressure on it. I'm letting the knife just do its, you know, work. Ah, yeah. Right, and I'm gonna let this just fall down like that, and look at there. Look at all of that flavor in the inside. You see that? Let's get another one. Okay, so after taking pictures of it, you seen the way I slice it down and all of that. Like I said, I can't wait to put this in front of some, in between some bread, you know, with a little mayo. Ooh, my goodness. So with all that being said, I'm just gonna go in here and mess this up right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this. Look at how moist this is. You know what I mean? Let me go in here and get this. Meatloaf, y'all. You gotta love it. And don't forget, I got a little bit of this extra sauce. Anyway, I'm not finna over talk it. I'm finna eat something, folks. Cheers. Man, this is fire. I done made it a few times. You guys now, everybody requested, even though it's already on my channel, but here it is again. You can just see how moist it is. I gave you guys some options if you don't want to use the pork. You guys let me know down in the comment section below what would your substitutions be for the meat. And then you know what? Let's take the sandwiches off the plate, right? Tell me, what would you use meatloaf for, you know, outside of a sandwich, or just eating it like this with mashed potatoes and, you know, some green beans, green peas. Now, if you're new to my channel, let me just take this time to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody, you know what to say. There's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And you know what I'm about to do? I ain't finna fake no funk. We about to eat, folks. I'm out. Peace.